Guys, we're back here again. We've got some more energy, and we'll see if we can get to the next nodes here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go on the right side. I usually like the right side, but it is the harder node against Juggernaut and the Miss Marvels. But anyways, we'll go on the left side here and tackle on node number 8. And this one is easier. I do prefer right side, but this one is easier. We are not dealing with a Juggernaut, so it should be more straightforward and shouldn't be as difficult in my personal preference. So we'll jump in here and see what kind of magic we can do. And yeah, usually or this one is a little I'd say it's slightly different because we don't have the Hulk or the Juggernauts in there, or the Miss Marvels, but we do have a Drax that kind of gets in the way, so do keep that in mind. We'll go after him because we have to, and then we'll stun so he doesn't come back taunting us, and then on top of that we will rip his taunt off with Scream or Venom. We're gonna just bring that down. Actually, we might be able to just kill him off here. He's getting pretty low. We'll attack and see if we can rip that taunt off, and then what you want to do is you want to go after Gamora or whoever's low actually. But when the next wave drops, which is Carnage and Daredevil, that's when you want to focus on those guys. You leave them alone, they're going to do a ton of damage, and particularly we want to make sure nobody dies yet, at least until we can get to node number 9. And luckily for now, we haven't had to use any refreshes on. We've had some pretty good RNG with nodes 1 to 3, 4, 5, and 6 as well, so that's pretty good. And once we get rid of these guys, the next wave will drop, so just keep that in mind. Sometimes what I like to do is just stack the buffs, get everybody nice and low, and then the next wave you can just basically take those out 1, 2, 3. So we'll go focus on Carnage, and he's got the vulnerability there. Sweet. We're gonna ability block him, so that way he's not able to use his abilities, and we'll spread those debuffs. Oh, nice and juicy health there for everybody. Thank you, Symbiote Spidey. Let's see here, and then we got ourselves a ton of buffs as well here. And at this point, we can coast a little bit, and we can auto stun, throw the slows on as well. Oh, I just love Symbiote Spider-Man. He makes everybody shine, making everybody slower, and the stun just really helps out. And once we can get rid of the stragglers, we can basically go for Daredevil there. Pretty easy peasy as well. Pretty easy stuff. And yeah, I've done this node enough times that I know that you can auto it just depending on how your initial start is. So that's kind of my approach. And take it as you can, because obviously sometimes you're running against the clock here, and it's good to get that extra little bit of time on your side. So there we go. We got 7 guys left. Yeah, we can probably start attacking. And yeah, I mean, now we can just pick off whoever's weak, and we'll just spread some more debuffs. I like to get Spider-Man down as well here. You don't want him going and throwing his stun, so make sure you can get rid of him. Iron Fist can be also a problem if he decides to use his ult, especially if he ults one of the squishier ones like Scream or Anti-Venom. He can pretty much just one-shot them. But we do have evasion right now from everybody thanks to Anti-Venom. And yeah, so far so good. I think this one, as far as I can tell, there's no way they can really make a comeback. So that's going to be pretty nice. We'll spread some more debuffs. And we'll start saving our specials and our ultimates for the next batch. Yeah, but yeah, pretty straightforward. So that's node number 8. Sorry guys, unfortunately I wasn't able to do 7 since my my teammates there took out 7. But yeah, that's number 8, and yeah, we'll try our luck with number 9. Number 9's that's when things start getting a little bit more complicated, and we'll see how this one goes. If it doesn't go that well, we can do another attempt. But yeah, normally I like to throw Phoenix or Magneto into this one, just because they'll get more damage, and also gives a little more cushion as well here. But yeah, we'll see how the RNG goes. Sometimes I get good luck and we do okay. Other times they go right for Anti-Venom just with how the AI works, and tons of damage on this node with Daredevil. You've got I think you've got yeah, I think it's mainly just Daredevil actually. He just tears. Yeah, so so he does go down. So we just decided to exit out of that, and we're not going to waste our time. So we're going to do a refresh, and we'll jump back in here. It's kind of pointless. When Anti-Venom dies, your chance of passing that particular node gets a lot harder. So that's where we can decide to do some theory crafting. So what I do is I usually put in Phoenix and Colossus for some cushion, and then I actually leave Anti-Venom and Venom out just because they're squishier, they don't do as much damage. Scream can bring the spreads and the disrupts, so that's why I stick with Scream. And Carnage and Symbiote, old Spidey, form the backbone for our combo. So so that's why we're using Symbiote's Spidey and Carnage there. So that's why, if you guys are wondering. Now, if we focus on Drax there, we can rip the taunts off, but we're going to stun first just to give everybody some slows, so that way we can get a little bit of an advantage. We'll rip the taunts off, and then from this point on, we can use Phoenix to protect. She's going to come back out, and yeah, she'll do her thing. We've got some nice little stragglers as well. That helps us out a bit. And now we can basically kill off Drax there. Got the vulnerability, that's great. And yeah, we can just focus off and clean up. And from that point on, yeah, I think that's probably the hardest part. Just trying to avoid that initial hit from Daredevil. It's a doozy. It's a doozy for sure. And just trying to make sure you're prepared for that. So we got the speed, slow, disrupts. We're gonna throw the special just to get Phoenix back up to snuff. And from this point on, we'll do the same thing as before, where we're trying to rip the taunts off of Drax. Once we get to Scream's turn. She is the only one that can do that, unfortunately. But if you guys have your symbiotes leveled up higher on the skirmisher, they can also remove it off of a vulnerability as well. I don't have anybody at level, I think it's level 4 or level 3, that you can start doing that. So it all depends on what you got going on there and the types of teams you're going for. But yeah, we'll throw the ult, see what that does for us. And we'll see if we can get yeah, we'll see if we can spread some more debuffs around here, get some nice magic going on here. Yeah, all right, now throw that on there, and yeah, now we can kind of just get things going here. From that point on, once you get through Daredevil, you get through the other Drax, that's pretty much the biggest wall. So that's the biggest one for this particular node. And luckily for us, we can always revive Phoenix. We can always bring her back with the refreshes. But yeah, we'll stun Daredevil there. He's the last piece there. Again, we're just scared of him. He's super duper effective against Anti-Venom. So that's why we are taking our countermeasures. And yeah, from this point on, I mean, we could probably just single target and it's fine. But we'll take a look here and make sure nobody's getting up there. The boomers aren't too much of a threat, so that's fine. And Daredevil's stunned, so we won't. We can start spreading around debuffs on this side first. All right. Then he finally takes his turn. All right. And I mean, even Vision hits like a truck on this node. But yeah, we just gotta be careful of him. Other than that, I think otherwise, yeah, just taking those countermeasures, you can one-shot this node. Obviously, it sucks that we do lose Phoenix and Colossus in the process. I always like keeping them as a back pocket big nuke, but unfortunately, for the cost of saving our Anti-Venom, that's the price we pay. So there you guys have it. One-shotted Ultron mini boss node, or sorry, Ultron, Vision mini boss node, and that's Ultimus 7 D5. So that's it for this one, guys. We'll catch you in the next part. Hope.